How to use Nikola Tesla's 369 numbers to manifest anything you want. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to do so. And make sure you watch till the end of this video because I'm actually going to show you how to manifest an extra $1,000 just cuz. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen Noelle, best-selling author of my book, Stop Chasing, Start Attracting, helping you master energy through money, marketing, and metaphysics. Okay, so first off, before we dive into the 369 method, I think it's important for you to know who Nikola Tesla is, right? Now, this video is not going to be about him, but there's a few things that you must know who he is in order for you to kind of understand the power behind the 369 numbers, right? So in my eyes, Nikola Tesla was an enlightened being and also an incredible scientist, right? So he was the one that really found out that the universe is actually made out of energy and vibration, because at the end of the day, everything is made out of energy, whether you believe it or not, okay? You know, this glass has energy, this pen has energy. You can't see it, but it's moving like waveform, right? So we obviously are operating at a higher vibration. That's also why you can see us move, but everything in a sense has energy. So if you know the mechanics of energy and if you know how to work with energy, then guess what? You can manifest a lot of good stuff in your life. Now, here are fun facts about Nikola Tesla, right? So the first thing about him that was really interesting that I found was that he was the one that actually developed the idea for the smartphone tech in 1901, right? So, you know, nowadays we have, you know, technology and we have all these cool things that is all about innovation and moving, you know, our world forward in a sense. But he was the one that actually developed that idea back in 1901. And I was just kind of finding these fun facts about him because in a sense, I feel like a lot of people know who Nikola Tesla is, but not really know these like small intricate details about him that make him who he is as a person, right? He was also born during a lightning storm. So I find that really interesting because I think that correlates with his existence, right? And what was interesting was that the person that gave his mom had like a midwife, and the midwife was saying, oh, this is a bad omen. You know, your son is born during a lightning storm. And this is darkness. And his mom actually said, no, this is actually light, right? So it's just that change of perception. And then finally, the third thing that was interesting about him that I found was that he actually experienced strange visions growing up as a child. So he was really able to tap into that spiritual world, even though he was a scientist, right? So again, I personally believe that science and spirituality are very much similar, even though that people may think that they're different. But really sometimes when we think that something is different, really what it is that it's actually very similar. Okay, so next, now that you have a general idea of who Nikola Tesla is, I'd like to dive into what 369 actually means and why it's so significant, right? These numbers are considered divine numbers for a good reason. And let me hop into the next screen and show you guys why 369, if you do the math, is so important. And then I'm going to show you guys actually step by step how to manifest with these numbers. Okay, awesome. So as you can see here, right, when the numbers are laid out in a circle, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you'll start to see that it actually creates a triangle. And so when we look at this, the numbers 369 are higher dimensional. And what's interesting is that, as you can see, the pyramid over here represents magnetic energy, right? And so that's also why you see so many pyramids. The ancient Egyptians used pyramids. And because this is laid out like this, you can think of it that 3 is opposite of 6. And therefore 9 is the cause of the 3 and the 6 joining together. So I like to use a different example, which is the yin and yang example, because it makes a lot more sense to me. But I just wanted to show you like how when the numbers are lined up, 3, 6, 9 are opposite of each other, right? And so let me explain to you in the terms of the yin and yang theory. So that way it makes so much more sense, because when you understand why 369 is so divine, you'll understand how to actually manifest using these numbers, right? So for instance, so 3 represents yang, right? Like it's the effect, right? And then let's say that 6 is yin. Okay, so these are opposite of each other, right? So most people think of yin and yang as like polar opposites, right? But really, you know, since I've studied Chinese metaphysics since I was born, basically, yin and yang, it does not mean that it's polar opposites. It doesn't mean that you're opposite of me. Yin and yang essentially means that it's light and dark, right? You need light in order for you to experience darkness, right? Because let's just say that all your life you only know darkness. You don't know light, then that's not called dark, right? So yin and yang basically means that you need each other in order for you to appreciate what you have in your life, right? In order for you to understand the difference, the contrast, right? So 9 actually is this spiral over here, which is divine energy, and that is cause, okay? So now this is why 369 is so divine, okay? So when most people try to manifest, they're trying to only want the good stuff, right? They want to manifest, let's say, 6 figures or 7 figures, or they want to manifest the love of their life, right? So they're only focusing on the good stuff, right? So let's just say that's like yang, right? Because in yang, we say that that's the sun, that's bright. Yin is all about darkness. And so what ends up happening is that they're neglecting the yin. And that's exactly why you're not manifesting what you want. And that is because you're not appreciating what you already have right now. The secret to manifestation is not just focusing on what you want, but actually expressing gratitude to the things that are presently in your life that is making you see, oh my gosh, the contrast between light and dark, right? And so that is 9 is the divine energy. That is actually manifestation, right? When you are able to achieve manifestation is when you're able to accept and express gratitude with where you're at right now and see the dark as something that is good for you in order for you to manifest the light, to manifest the things that you want. Amazing, right? Mind-blowing, right? Again, most people are so focused on the good that they neglect the bad. Wouldn't even call it bad, right? All of our challenges, our life lessons are not bad at all. It's there to help us have contrast for the things that we want. So the secret is not to completely not look at the dark stuff, but to actually accept it, to have gratitude for it so that you can actually manifest what you want in your life. Okay, so now that you understand the significance behind the numbers 369 and how it correlates with each other, let's dive into how do you actually use it to manifest, right? So let me share with you step by step how to do so. So the very first thing you want to do is that you want to choose a goal or an intention and be super specific as to what it is and write it down, okay? And when you write it down, you want to make sure that you're writing as if it has already happened. Now, I know that it's a little bit strange, especially when I work with clients. They're like, how can I write something that hasn't happened yet? The thing is that it's not in your reality just yet, right? So whatever it is that is in your heart that you're desiring is on its way to you, but your negative thoughts are what's stopping it, right? That's stopping that vibration or stopping that flow. And so you want to choose a goal or an intention and you want to write it down, and you want to write it down as if it has already happened. Okay? That's the first step. Now, the second step that you want to do is that you actually want to essentially write it down 3 times in your day repeatedly. So this is what I personally like to do. So I like to set my alarm to 6 a.m. I normally wake up at 6 a.m. anyway. So try this out. If you're not a morning person, maybe you can choose a different time, but I wake up at 6 a.m. and the first thing that I would do is I would write down what that intention is or what that goal is. And I'm going to write it down 3 times. Okay. I will write it down in my journal. Okay. Now, that's the first time, right? So again, you're waking up at 6 a.m. You're writing down your goal 3 times in your journal, okay? Then what you want to do is that you want to set another alarm for 3 p.m. So at 3 p.m., okay, you're going to pull out your journal again and you're going to write down your goal and that intention again, but this time you're going to do it for 6 times, okay? And then next, finally, the third time is when you are at 9 p.m. at night. So again, you're setting another alarm at 9 p.m. and you're going to write it down 9 times before you go to sleep. Okay. So remember, it's at 6 a.m., 3 p.m., and 9 p.m. And you're writing it 3 times, 6 times, and 9 times. Okay. Now, the most important part of this exercise is to make sure that you actually feel the feelings every time you write it out.
And I don't think it. I feel it.
Right? So essentially our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So feelings is what drives emotion, right? Emotion is what drives whatever it is that for you to take action or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest into your life. So remember to actually feel into those feelings while you're writing down your intention or your goal. Okay. Now, remember, the third step, which we're going to go into, is to actually let it go. Okay. So this is probably the hardest part for some people, is like they're so focused on wanting it so much, it becomes an obsessive, needy energy. So what you can do is that you can do this, right, for let's say 21 days. And here's another thing. The bonus tip is that you can do this for 21 days, right? And the reason why 21 days is so significant is that if you add up 2 plus 1, it actually equals 3. So that's a divine number, right? So 21 days is a good way for you to actually try out this experience, okay? And just do it for 21 days, right? And again, you're waking up in the morning, doing it in the afternoon, and doing it again at nighttime, and you're just repeating it, feeling into the feelings as if you've already have it, and then you're going to let it go, right? It's kind of like when you're ordering something online, you're not going to obsessively obsess over it. You put in your order, you know it's going to come, even though sometimes it's a little bit late. For example, I just ordered a package and it's a little bit late. I'm not going to be like freaking out over it, right? So same thing is that you want to have that same energy. What I've noticed in my life is that all the things that I have manifested in my life are things that I had no resistance towards, right? It's the things that I have a lot of resistance towards that don't come into my life as quickly as I want them to. And sometimes not even, right? So the things that I have no care about, but I know that I want, so that detachment is actually where manifestation can come even quicker. So try this out and let me know in the comments what it is that you're trying to manifest, right? I'm really curious what it is that you're trying to manifest. And here's the thing, when you openly declare it to the universe, right, with a lot of confidence, then that is showing the universe that, hey, you know what you want and let me give it to you, right? And who knows, maybe someone in the comments will actually help you achieve your goals. You never know who the universe is going to deliver to you to give you your goal. And speaking of that, make sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the notification bell, because you'll be notified when I drop my next video. And in my next video, I'm actually going to be talking about signs that your manifestation is actually coming to you in my next video. I'm going to talk about 4 ways that your manifestation is already coming to you, and sometimes we're blocking it and we don't even realize that, right? And again, small hint is that manifestation comes in the form of people, okay? So make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I don't want you to miss out on that next video. Oh, and before I forget about what I promised you in the beginning of this video, here's how you can actually manifest $1,000. You can join my free Facebook group to learn how, okay? All right, until next time, let's master your energy and feel the shift. Bye.